how we can look at helping others to help calm ourselves. So, Deborah, hi.
Hi, really excited to be here.
Yeah. So this is the first time using this piece of technology. So this is going to be interesting. I already had to reboot my computer once. So, so we've thought of some ideas that are just simple things that we can do, because as we were talking together, what I was saying to Deborah is I'm finding if I can help somebody else, I feel better myself. I feel more calm and not so afraid. So that gave us the idea to come on and share our thoughts. So we've put together top 10 ideas. And Deborah, I'm going to let you start.
Great. Well, the first one that we thought of as we talked was one you've probably heard of, and that is to continue supporting local businesses, either by ordering takeout or just continuing to use those services that you love. So for us, actually, we decided last night to go and drive through. And I just have to give them a little plug because the line was so long when we first got there. We were like, oh, really? And I was hungry. That didn't help. But my daughter ended up opening the moonroof up because she's like, oh, there's so and so's car I know, and waving. And so the entire time we were in line, it was actually pretty fun just to be in the community and see other people. And then, of course, get some delicious food. And I did hear that they're pretty excited because they've Chick-fil-A has not had to lay anybody off.
Oh, that's good.
Right now, everybody's working there, so it's a great time to support that. It's a local family that owns that particular one, and support them. So that'd be awesome.
Good. But yeah. Okay, so I have number 2, and mine is to attend church online. So our small group has been actually getting together, and we've been doing our study once a week, and then we decided that we would get on together, and we've been using Zoom meeting. And then we actually have even gone to church. So I think it helps to have a routine, the same things that you do or were doing before, even though you can't be there physically. Being there virtually is a great way to be able to keep, just keep connected.
And it's a great time to join a small group because I know a lot of churches right now are accommodating like the growing number of internet viewers. And so
Yeah,
they're opening up more small groups. So if you've been hesitant before, now you can join a small group and not even go to someone's house. You can
that's right. It's pretty easy.
it's pretty nice.
Have a small group in your pajamas. That's kind of, I feel like today's the first day I dressed up.
Well,
I have no
I'm
clothes
sure
on today.
everybody watching thanks you. So that's good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and we've been to number 3 is we've been talking about supporting the other local businesses and maybe other households that we currently support that maybe you've never even thought about how you support another family. And this goes from a ton of different services, from your hairdresser, my hairdresser, Helen. I got to give a shout out to Helen. She reached out and said if people need product, she's using gloves and safely dropping by shampoo and conditioner. I did not stock up on conditioner, so I was pretty excited that she was willing to drive by and do that. A lot of people are continuing to support their housekeepers, even though they're not coming to their homes to clean anymore. Gardeners, Ginger dances, and so I really want to encourage her dance teachers to keep teaching, even though they're on Zoom. And so just thinking about the families that you run through weekly, maybe you don't think about how you do support them with your interactions. So we're trying to think about those people right now and being intentional with reaching out to them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So number 4 is continuing to give online to your places of worship or to charities that you support. We're finding that, I know my husband is on the board of our church, and we're finding that when people are not in the building, their giving is going down, and they're trying to keep the building open and make sure that the pastors and, the teachers who run the the kids program and stuff, they still have jobs. So we are just asking, just give online if you can. One of the other thoughts that we had was if you can afford it. I know it's a hard time for a lot of people, but if you can afford it and even could advance some of your annual giving, because it's a cash flow issue. And we think that just would be a way to really be able to help and make sure that the things that are important to us are able to continue, because those folks are still working. And so we want to make sure that we can support them through this time.
Yeah. And I'm sure everyone's been seeing that neighborhoods are alive right now, right? With people walking their dogs. So making sure that you're checking on your neighbors, specifically your elderly neighbors. I think this is a good way to have a distant conversation with someone and be like, hey, have you checked on someone? I think you guys had a pretty unique experience, Lene, with that.
Yeah, it's so weird. So for 3 days, Pat and I would take a walk, and every time I would think, you need to go check on your neighbor. I'm really embarrassed to say that I've lived here in this neighborhood for 20 years, and I really don't know my next door neighbors very good. So I was kind of embarrassed. So I saw walking.
There's time.
I know. So walking one day was one of my other neighbors who I knew them. And so I said, hey, Colette, did you check on our next door neighbors? And she said, I tried, but nobody answered the door. So she said, come on, let's try. So we keeping our social distance, making sure that we were apart. We knocked on the door and backed up. And I found out that our neighbors, they had no way to drive. They had not had eggs for 2 weeks. I mean, she had a long list of things, and she was so happy. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, God, for putting that in my head to even go over there. So anyways, so now every time we go, I call her in the morning and say, what can I get? Can I get you if we're going to the store? Can I get you anything? And so, yeah, I mean, you just right next door to me.
Yeah, and what's funny about that is as they're thanking you, whenever I've been able to do something like that, pick up something for someone and drop it off, and they're so gracious, they're like, thank you. I'm like, I had more joy and fun and purpose in my day doing something for someone.
Right.
And so and I think for me, I was a little bit stuck on this at first. I'm like, I'm stuck inside my house. I have all this new routine. How can I be out in the world doing things right now for people? And so some of that is, physically reaching out to your neighbors and doing an action like that, which again, it's a big lift to your day if you can find the opportunity to do that. But I think there's ways to do that without leaving your home too. If you're someone who can't leave your home and you're like, I really want to do something. And I think that's what number 6 is about, right?
Yeah. So number 6 is to leverage Zoom meeting or FaceTime in order to be able to keep up with people. And I've done a couple of things here. Last night actually was a really cool one. My sister passed away a year ago. And last night we all got on a Zoom meeting, my family, all my sisters, my parents, my sister's husband and nieces and nephews got on, and and 2 of her best friends. And we did a Zoom meeting and we just talked about her, and we checked in with each other and found out what people were doing. We got to hear each other's laugh, and it was such a good thing. I'm just so glad we did it. And later today, my 3 best friends from college, we're all going to get together actually tonight. So it's a great way to feel connection, and it makes, it just makes everyone feel calmer. I don't know. Have you done some of that too, Deborah?
Yeah, we've been really busy with them at work, but we've been having a couple getting together and talking about a specific subject. So a subject matter Zoom meeting is an awesome way to connect. But I do have to ask anybody audience participation right now. So my husband and I have been invited to a couples dress up coronavirus party, and so we're starting to get together our costume. We're trying to figure it out, and I need some help here with suggestions, because currently the best idea we have is to go as the Tiger King and a lioness. I'm not sure if that's totally okay or not. So I'm looking for, I said, I think maybe we should try to brainstorm some other suggestions. Totally willing to pull together a costume within my house, but if anybody wants to post a couple suggestions that they have for this virtual couples dress up party that we're going to be going to, that'd be great.
That's funny. Yeah, my daughter had us watching the Tiger King. It's like it just gets weirder and weirder.
You know, there's got to be
Yeah.
a better idea out there somewhere. We'll see.
Well, hopefully we'll get something in the comments.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to number 8. So number 8 is to give blood. They really need it. I am getting
I think we forgot 7.
Oh, we did? Oh, do 7.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which is
okay. I need to be checking out what we're doing. This is a good one.
Well, yeah, it's easy for me to get because it's about exercise. And as people know me, I exercise to stay healthy, not because I like it. Shout out to Elise Cartmel, who is an awesome exercise person and who runs. I'm like, she's amazing. And I think she enjoys it. That's not me. So I have to consciously make an effort to go for a walk outside, and really happy to see some blue sky today because that will help me get out and do more. But it's super important that you're spending time listening to the birds right now that are chirping louder than ever, and just physically moving. So
yeah. That is a
okay,
good one. Thanks for not
now
letting
you can go to 8.
Thanks for not letting us forget that. I know. I got to get out today for sure. I haven't been able to get out the last couple of days, so I want to be outside. So yeah. Okay, number 8. So number 8 is giving blood, and I keep getting pinged by the Red Cross to give blood. And they are right now short, and they're really worried there's going to be a major shortage of blood in the US because people are afraid to give because of the coronavirus, and they're canceling their appointments or not showing up. And I can't give, and neither can Deborah, because we just got back from Africa and they won't let you give if you've been any place that has malaria for a year. So we really want to encourage anybody who can give. If you're healthy, you can make an appointment that's perfectly safe and can help, because there's a lot of people, it's just a need, and we want to make sure that we don't have another crisis on top of this one. And the last 2, Deborah, I'm going to throw to you.
Yeah, well, I work for an international organization, and we've been responding to the coronavirus outbreak actually since January. We were on the ground working in China, supplying personal safety equipment as well as actually large medical equipment. But this gave us a great lens into what could come ahead. And so our global response team had actually been helping many countries start to prepare for this back in February. And I'm really proud of that response. We're starting to really gear up. And there's so much to share about this. I think that Lene is going to talk about it in the future, and we definitely want to have one of our global experts from World Vision come. But I just want to tell people and remind people that right now, the humanitarian crisis with COVID that we're worried about is where there's really large amounts of people that are so close together that they cannot social distance. And these are primarily in refugee camps. So World Vision's response is targeting right now 17 countries. And we'd be happy to give you more information about that, specifically what we're doing and why we feel we're positioned best to respond to a lot of these things, especially when it comes to reaching children and keeping children safe. So it's what we did through the Ebola crisis and the Zika crisis, and how we really partner with governments to help that. And just one specific statistic for you guys to think about, because when you think about the whole world and how this is hard, less than 25% of healthcare clinics have places for doctors to wash their hands. That is a really hard number. Right. Healthcare facilities where people can wash their hands with clean water. So World Vision is working to correct that as fast as we can. And we're helping to accelerate that with our global response right now, and use that to reach more people and really targeting healthcare centers
Mhm.
and healthcare clinics. Yeah, that's to say about that. So we can talk about that ahead. But I want to share also what's happening domestically, because it's the first time in World Vision's history that we've had declared a global response and that we've started responding right here in our own neighborhoods. And so World Vision has heard, out there who have lost income, kids who rely on meals. And as the schools continue to remain closed and even creep into the summer before some of those families financially recover, World Vision has started a 13-week program to supply food kits and personal safety equipment, as well as activity kits for children to families. And we're working with school district and local churches to identify those families, and those are being distributed through churches. And actually, the Bay Area has been identified as one of those points of distribution. And so we have some really neat ways that we're going to start using our gift and kind program. We have a very strong with very strong gift and kind program, and that is what we're using to move some of this equipment. So I'm excited
Good.
about that.
So I'm gonna post a in the comment section a link if anybody wants to give to the U.S. response, and then I think next week, Deborah, maybe you'll come back and we can talk about specifically what's happening there. Maybe show some pictures, and maybe we can get somebody even from World Vision who's actually been on site at one of the distribution centers. So I'm super excited about what World Vision's doing, and it's just, yeah. So that's we wanted to make sure that we offered the opportunity for people to know that there are ways that they can give, both in the U.S. and internationally, and World Vision is a great place to be able to do that. So,
and I think as Linnea and I were talking about this and what we wanted to share with people, if Linnea and I have been sharing, and we go through roller coasters through the day. We have moments where we're feeling like things are going well, and then there's moments where I don't, and I feel like it's not. And having one of these things to think about, or intentionally taking action to help, to participate, I don't know, it's been making me feel better. So as Linnea and I have been sharing about our highs and lows of the days with each other, what's the one thing that is bringing us joy? And I'd love to hear from other people too. What if they try one of these things? What brought them joy? It'd be great for others to share with you too, Linnea.
yeah, we'd love to have comments and have you tell us. I wasn't going to say this, but I know this has been a really hard time for everybody, and this is a really hard time for my family right now. My dad has cancer, and he's really going downhill. Yesterday, after we all got on the phone, he really went downhill. And I was talking to my mom, and even my mom, who's in the same house, I've got my sisters there. My mom said, I'm going to go make some masks, because if I can concentrate on helping somebody else, I'll just feel better. And so it really does, even if you're in the hardest situations, and it's tough, it's weird, nothing seems normal, but if we can help each other, it's a great way to feel calmer and feel better ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, and we say, with Linnea and I tell people when they travel with us on trips, to when we go to Africa, when we're traveling to hard places, one of the things that we share at the very beginning of the trip is do not suffer alone. If you are feeling like things are hard right now, or you're in your house and you're an extrovert and you've now been by yourself for a long time, like, this is a great place. Linnea's a great place to comment on, reach out, hear from others, let us breathe into your life, because people, I mean, we care about each other, and we care, and that's
Right.
you'd be amazed at how awesome a FaceTime or a Zoom meeting can really brighten your day.
Yeah. And I think we're willing to do those. So yeah.
Yeah.
So leave us some comments, and this video will stay up, and we'll hope to get some comments from stuff, and we'll share the ideas that you share. We will share with other people, and just stay safe, wash your hands, and we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Thanks.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.